The 7 Most Terrifying Secrets of Chernobyl. It happened in the year 1986, and it reminded the world of something crucial. Chernobyl revealed the dark side of human ambition. What happens when we fail to contain the immense and violent force of nuclear energy? The place where the disaster unfolded, now silent and abandoned, has become the cradle of stories and legends, some unbelievable, others deeply disturbing. Tonight, we descend into that shadowy past. Settle in, breathe slowly, because these are the 7 most terrifying secrets of Chernobyl. Number 7. Chernobyl is one of the most dangerous places on Earth, a ghost town, and yet one of the most watched locations in the world. Those who can afford to go and who pass health and safety screenings can visit parts of the exclusion zone considered low risk. Everyone else dreams of exploring it virtually through Google Maps. It wasn't long before people online began spotting strange things. Some said they saw faces, shadowy forms in broken windows. Some images clearly resemble human faces staring outward. Coincidence? Perhaps. It may simply be pareidolia, the brain's tendency to see human shapes in randomness. But in places like Pripyat and Chernobyl City, even illusions carry weight. Number 6. The Ukrainian government eventually saw economic potential in Pripyat and Chernobyl, ghost towns that attract adventurous tourists. But organizing those visits is no easy task. Tour guides act more like strict instructors than hosts. Visitors must present documents and health certificates before entering. But as with many restricted places, an illegal tourism market emerged. These are real photos taken by people who broke the law to sneak into the exclusion zone. Not only did they risk their lives, but they often stole radioactive artifacts as souvenirs. On September 2nd, 2015, someone uploaded a photo taken inside an abandoned building in the zone. It was filled with decaying containers that once stored plutonium. Days later, that photographer was diagnosed with leukemia. He had chosen an illegal group that dropped him off, unsupervised, to avoid paperwork and save money. The cost was far greater. Number 5. There are more stories than there are photographs. In 1986, cameras were rare. Few people owned one, especially in Soviet towns like Pripyat, but someone did. And they managed to capture a photo just hours before the explosion. Later, during the chaotic evacuation, many survivors reported seeing unidentified flying objects in the sky. Thousands claimed they saw them. Were they real? Hallucinations? Stress-induced visions? We may never know. Number 4. Earlier, we mentioned tourists stealing radioactive souvenirs. But not all thefts are innocent. Some items left behind were valuable, enough for criminal groups to take notice. They began hiring impoverished locals to sneak into the zone and collect anything worth reselling without ever telling them about the radiation risks. These men, often with no formal education, had no idea they were walking into danger. Footage shows them handling radioactive material with bare hands. To understand the risk, a dental X-ray gives you 0.01 millisieverts of radiation. Chernobyl residents during evacuation over 300 millisieverts. These workers, between 250 and 400 millisieverts in a single day. They were just trying to feed their families, unaware they had been used and possibly doomed. Number 3. Now a theory, one that lingers across Eastern Europe and Russia. Let's be clear, this is a conspiracy theory, but it's widely believed and deeply rooted in local culture. In the days before the explosion, unknown individuals were seen at the plant. They weren't employees. Their presence raised questions. Between April 12th and April 26th, strange incidents were reported. Some believe the Chernobyl disaster wasn't an accident, but an act of foreign sabotage. They say it was orchestrated by the CIA, and that Russian authorities knew but kept it secret to avoid war. The theory cites the CIA's long history of nuclear sabotage attempts. Whether true or not, many find it disturbingly plausible. Number 2. Just 60 kilometers from Chernobyl stands the massive radar installation known as Duga 3, also called the Russian woodpecker. It once sent out a strange tapping signal across the globe from 1976 to 1989. Its purpose? To detect U.S. missile launches in real time. But the project was a failure. Despite its size and cost, Duga 3 never detected a single missile. It became an embarrassment to the Soviet government. Some believe the explosion at Chernobyl was staged. A distraction from Duga 3's colossal failure. The idea may sound extreme, but millions believe it. Number 1. And now, the most terrifying secret isn't about Chernobyl at all. These images, which seem pulled from a post-apocalyptic nightmare, are from Semipalatinsk. Today, it's in Kazakhstan. In 2017, researchers confirmed a devastating truth. A nuclear disaster occurred here in the 1950s, 4 times more severe than Chernobyl. This isn't theory, it's fact. The Soviet Union covered it up completely. Entire villages were wiped out. Tens of thousands died. These were farmers. They had no radios, no news. They thought the world was ending. Perhaps that's why, when the threat of global war emerged decades later, Soviet leaders hesitated. They knew what nuclear war really meant. They had already seen the horror firsthand. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of history, consider supporting the channel. Sleep well, and remember, some places remain silent, but never truly still.